Shower thoughts. I'm sure all of us know what a shower thought is. You know, you're taking a shower, you randomly think of something that no one else in the world has thought of, and you're just like, dang, that's kind of crazy. Well, today I have 20 different shower thoughts that I'm going to be ranking on a tier list, from S tier being life-altering and F tier being, bruh, this doesn't even make sense. So, without further ado, the first shower thought: there are probably a bunch of parents who think their children are just fussy eaters when in reality they are just horrible cooks. Yo, I'm sorry, but if I was a parent and my little, like, let's say my 6-year-old came up to me, they're like, let me set the scene here, you know? Little 6-year-old's like, hey, mom, that was f***ing ass. I'm sorry, bro. I'm crashing out as a parent. To be fair, though, I don't think there are kids, you know, straight up saying that to their mom and dad. Maybe if it's like meatloaf or something, because I definitely did not roast my parents' cooking as a kid. But this shower thought definitely makes me think. I personally think that over 25% of kids that are eating their parents' food are just really mad because their parents' cooking actually sucks. I never thought about it. But at the same time, kids are always fussy, so they're not gonna be thinking, oh, my cooking sucks. They're just like, all right, we gotta put this 5-year-old to bed. Shower thought 1 definitely made me think. I'm gonna say, you know, teenagers like to flex about how expensive their things are, but adults like to flex about how cheap they got something. Okay, I actually remember reading this shower thought out in one of my shorts like 2 or 3 years ago at this point, and this one actually had me thinking back then too. Because think about it. I mean, coming from a teenager brain, you know, we're all brain rotted into consumerism, right? So coming from a 20-year-old, I mean, I just turned 20, I guess. I'm not even a teenager anymore. Dang, I'm becoming Unk and I'm reading memes. Unk aside, you know, teenagers are always wanting the newest, you know, bracelet. Oh my God, a new Louis Vuitton purse. Like, nah, bro, you're 63, pack it up. So shower thought 2, it does make sense. It's kind of obvious, but it is definitely interesting. The higher the speed limit, the less likely we're going to follow it. Okay, I'm not really gonna say anything because I'm not trying to get myself arrested out here. But what I will say is, if I'm going 35 and a 25, it's like, all right, maybe I'll go 33, you know, or so I've heard. But as I've also heard, if, you know, the speed limit's 65, you can go 83. I mean, I just heard. So for this shower thought, I'm gonna put it in obvious but interesting. I mean, it's not obvious or anything. I mean, I don't know who would actually do that, but yeah, obvious but interesting. Millions of people are doing the exact same thing as you right now. Okay, this one's got my noggin cranking a little bit, guys. So in your guys' case, you're sitting here watching a YouTube video, whether it's on your TV or your phone, whatever. Yeah, there are definitely millions of people watching YouTube right now. There's no doubt about it. But in my case, I mean, how many people do you guys think are actually actively recording a YouTube video right now? As I'm recording this, I'm gonna guess there's like 2 million people actively recording a YouTube video, but that also counts all around the world. So because of that, I'm also going to put this in obvious but interesting because, you know, I be thinking about that sometimes in bed. Just like, oh yeah, you know, there's probably 200 billion, trillion, quadrillion people trying to sleep right now. Once you've learned a language, you can't hear it without understanding it ever again. Okay, this shower thought right here, this one right here, I have thought about this like almost daily my entire life. See, I'm very ADHD brain. So don't ask me why I think about stuff like this, but it's very interesting to me because it's so obvious, right? You hear someone speaking Spanish or French and you don't speak it, it's like, all right, like they're talking really crazy. Who knows what they could be saying right now? But then you hear someone speak English and you physically cannot not understand what they're saying. Like, this ties into another thought I have. Here's just a side shower thought for you guys that I think about all the time. When you read something in your language that, you know, you most understand, let's say, all right, don't judge me, all right? Look, if you read this, it says Arby's. Put your eyes on that, you read Arby's. You physically cannot look at something and not understand what you're reading. Does that make sense? So honestly, I'm also gonna have to put this in obvious but interesting. Everything beneficial to your life is hard to do, and everything destructive to your life is easy to do. Okay. You know, I'm letting this one simmer a little bit in my brain. Yeah, That's so true, actually. I mean, that is true. If I go outside right now to my nearest bank and I just rob it, obviously I'm gonna get sent to prison. Now, being sent to prison, if that's destructive, that's an opinion. You know, if I'm going into prison, I'm dropping this. For this one, I'm gonna say it's aight. You know, I don't really think about that often, actually, even though I probably should, but I definitely like what they were cooking up with that. Movies based on video games are starting to get good because the people who grew up playing them are now old enough to be acting in them. I'm liking this. Okay, I like that one. That one is good. That's cooking. Because it's actually so real. I'm telling you, the people that directed the movies back in the day have never played a video game once in their life, or they watched their little grandson playing it and they're like, all right, I'm gonna make a movie about this because they were bad, all right? But that's actually a really good shower thought. Like, if I was an actor now and I was in the Minecraft movie, all I'm saying is the Minecraft movie would be a lot better. You know what? I'm putting it at life-altering. That shower thought right there, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. The last ever thought for a ton of people will just be a single swear word. Bro. That's actually, like, kind of ominous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm just thinking about that. I'm just thinking of car accidents. You know, I don't like thinking about this. I don't think anyone wants to. But if you're about to crash into another car on the highway, let's say you're going 100, you're obviously gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna put that at aight. You know, that's not bad. That's a pretty dark but interesting shower thought, actually. We went from comfortably watching 4-minute commercial breaks to paying an extra $10 a month to skip ads that are already skippable after 5 seconds. You know, this shower thought actually just makes me depressed about today's society because it's actually true. In my instance, I'm paying for YouTube Premium. I'm sure a lot of you guys are also paying for YouTube Premium. But back in the day, man, I'd be watching SpongeBob on cable. There'd be a 30-minute ad break. I didn't care, bro. I was watching. I'm like, okay, I might get that Windex bottle. I know I'm only 5, but I might get that Windex bottle, not gonna lie. And now you click on a YouTube video, you see an ad with a 5-second timer, you might click off. I mean, I'm gonna have to put this one, okay, hear me out. I'm putting this one at nearly life-changing because everyone has realized this, but no one's actually thinking about it. You know, that's nearly life-changing. Let's go back to the old pricing, everybody. Come on. People from Peter Parker School don't recognize his voice when they hear him as Spider-Man. I've actually had this one a few times before, especially just right after I watch a Spider-Man movie. Like, the whole premise of the movie is that no one knows who he is. But how are people not getting it, bro? I mean, Andrew Garfield... Wait, is it Andrew Garfield? Andrew Garfield literally jumped full court in basketball and dunked it and shattered the whole thing. Like, no one was questioning how he has super high jumping abilities? Or when Tobey Maguire's face got exposed in the train scene. You're telling me none of those people in the train told their families, yo, I know this kid. Nobody drew sketches of his face. Nobody took a picture or something. Nothing? Like, nah, man, you must be out of your mind. I'm gonna say it's aight. For this shower thought, I'm gonna say it's aight. Pizza slices get harder and harder to eat the more bites you take out of it? Bro, whoever wrote this shower thought, I have no clue what you meant by this. If you're talking about the more pizza you eat, the harder it is to eat because you're getting full, I get that. That's just called eating food. Or are you talking about the pizza sitting out in the open getting cold, making it harder to chew through? Like, what could he mean? Like, yeah, if you're eating a lot of food, obviously it's gonna get harder to keep eating food because you're gonna get full. I'm not gonna lie, I'm putting this one at doesn't even make sense, bruh, because that one just doesn't even make sense, bruh. You have probably walked past a celebrity in your lifetime and didn't notice. Okay, I like the shower thought. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you've been anywhere in public before, you probably have walked past a celebrity. If you've been to any big event, you know, I was at Rolling Loud in 2024. Let me tell you, I was probably walking past celebrities every 2 seconds there. Same with driving, though. Like, if you're on the highway, you've definitely driven past a lot of famous people without realizing it. I mean, a bus. Yeah, that one is just kind of obvious, but it's interesting. Every time a character dies in a TV show, I just feel bad for the actor who pretty much just got fired in front of us. Oh, God. Dude, that's gonna mess up my perception of movie watching in general. Like, let's say you're in a TV show, it's season 4, and your character dies. You're offset, buddy. What, are you gonna come back as Casper the Ghost? You're cooked. You gotta go to a new show. I'm putting this one at life-altering. Yeah, that's life-altering, because now every time I watch a movie, I'm gonna be thinking, dang, that character just got fired. It's more awkward to speak to someone you barely know than someone you don't know at all. Okay, that's facts, that's facts. If you're walking up to someone you've never met in your life, it's easy to start a conversation with them, because it's like, oh, nice to meet you, you know, my name's blah, 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 blah. What am I doing, bro? If you're speaking to someone you barely know, it's like, yo, haven't seen you in a while, man. Oh, you broke up with your girlfriend. It's like, what do you even say in that situation? Yeah, that's nearly life-changing, but quite not life-changing at the same time because it happens to all of us. Nah, you know what? I'm actually reverting it. It's obvious. It is interesting, but it's just obvious. I mean, we've all been there. I was literally there yesterday. Within a decade, there will be a bunch of scandals by authors who secretly used AI to write their books. Oh, no. We're on the AI topic now. Okay. All right. I mean, all I will say about AI and the future with AI is that we're cooked, guys. All right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was using ChatGPT a little bit to help me with homework and stuff. All right. That crap is helpful. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The thing with AI is whenever it writes a prompt out or writes stuff out, usually like long novels, they always have the double dash and other stuff like that. There's always ways to tell if something's written by AI. After like 10 years though, I'm sure AI is going to be so good to the point there's literally no way to tell. I'm gonna put that one as you know? I feel like people aren't thinking about that as much at the moment, but yeah, in the future it's gonna be obvious, but now I'm gonna say it's all right. That's a pretty good shower thought. Well, those are all the shower thoughts I have for today. Here's the final order of all of the shower thoughts. There were a few life-changing ones in there, some obvious, one that just broke my brain. It didn't even make sense. It's like, bro, what do you mean the pizza's harder to eat? That one made no sense. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this tier list type of content or just shower thought content in specific. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.